So we all know it's getting harder and harder to feed our families with the rising cost of grocery prices. So I wanted to show you guys a super affordable chicken Alfredo pasta that you can make for, I want to say under $15 actually. It'll feed around 4 to 6 people, depending on the serving size, but let me go ahead and show you guys the stuff that I got. Okay, so the recipe is super simple. I got 2 of these bags that were about $3 each, and they have different flavors you can get. I just went with the flame grilled chicken. You get these 2, you get 2 jars of the classic Alfredo sauce from Ragu, which is probably the more affordable one, and then 1 box of penne pasta. I know normally people like to use fettuccine for their chicken Alfredo, but it's actually really good with the penne pasta. So this is it, aside from seasonings. Let me go ahead and show you guys how to get it going. So I went ahead and already got my water boiling, and hopefully it doesn't fog up the lens, but you just go ahead and add some salt in there, because you want your pasta to get cooked and seasoned at the same time. Next, you're gonna open up your penne pasta box, and you can get 2 boxes since they're pretty affordable, but if you're only set on getting 1, that's totally fine. Go ahead and add your pasta in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and move it around so it doesn't stick to the bottom. The salt will definitely help keep it from getting stuck together, but we're gonna let this run for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now it's gonna vary depending on how you want your pasta. Depending on how you like your pasta, whether you want it a little al dente or you want it extremely soft, closer to 20 minutes will probably do that. 15 minutes if you want it more al dente, but we're gonna go ahead and let that boil, and then we'll continue from there, guys. Now, while the pasta is, boiling and getting cooked, we're gonna go ahead and put the chicken on a skillet. There's a few different options they give you. You can microwave it if you want, but I found putting on a skillet is best. That way it gets nice and, charred a little bit, even though it says it's flame broiled, but we're gonna go ahead and just throw it all in this bowl. And like I said, these don't offer a lot, but that's why you get 2 bags, and it should be enough. So there we go. And actually, I know they already seasoned these, but I like to add a little bit more salt and pepper to these just because sometimes they still feel a little flavorless. So you can always do that if you want. You don't have to, but that's what I do whenever I get this kind of frozen chicken. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have my pasta boiling. We got about 6 or so minutes left on it. I'm gonna give it a check in just a moment to see what the pasta feels like. But as you can see over here, I got my pan, and you're gonna wanna go ahead and add some oil to it. We use extra virgin olive oil, and we really like that one a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, you can already start to hear that sizzle. You can add the chicken. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer. Okay, so I took out a couple little pieces of the pasta here so I can go ahead and give them a taste. Now, this is hard to do handheld, so forgive me. Still feels a little bit hard. Oh yeah, that needs the extra 4 minutes that I put the timer for. Okay, so this is ready to go. So let's go ahead and add in our chicken. And like I said, it may not look like a lot of food, but honestly, it's fine. Especially if you're on a budget. You're gonna share. So we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more salt. So that's what I like to do, because sometimes it just doesn't feel like it has any seasoning on it. I'm also gonna add some parsley. Now, if you've ever gone to Walmart, you've seen these. These are $1. These are great. If you can't afford like the McCormick's, which are usually 3 or 4 bucks, I usually just get these for $1, and they haven't steered me wrong since. So I'm gonna add some parsley to the chicken as well, and some pepper. Just because, like I said, we like our chicken nice and seasoned. Start to move that around so that it gets evenly cooked. You can even put a lid on it and just leave it there. But we're just gonna leave it like that. Make sure all the seasonings get in there. All right, guys, so our pasta is just about ready. As you can see here, we got the chicken just finishing up. I already lowered the temperature on that. So let's go ahead and strain this pasta. This part's always fun because it fogs up my glasses. Yep, there go my glasses. I can't see a thing. A nice little tip, guys, if you don't want your pasta to keep cooking, like if you think it's just perfect where it is, go ahead and put in some cold water. This will keep it from continuing to cook. Just like that. I think we should be good now. So we'll let that finish straining real quick. Alright guys, so now that our pasta is strained, we're going to go ahead and add it here. I already turned this off, but it's still a little warm. And let's go ahead and mix the pasta with the chicken so that it's evenly spread around. All right, and now it is time to add our Ragu classic Alfredo sauce. So I like to add 1 first and then give it a good stir so that everything gets nice and coated. Because what's gonna happen is the Alfredo sauce is gonna go ahead and get seeped into the pasta. So if you only use 1 jar, Like, it looks like it's more than enough right now. But honestly, so much of that sauce gets seeped in to the pasta and the chicken that by the time you start serving it, it's a little drier than you would like it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw in the second jar now. And trust me, I know it looks like it's a lot, and you could get away with just one, to be completely honest. If you can't get two of them, just go ahead and get one. But we're gonna go ahead and get this all mixed in like so it looks nice and creamy. And then what I like to do is I'd like to go ahead and add some more parsley to give it a nice color. I ran out of Italian seasoning, which I didn't have anymore, which was kind of a bummer because that's kind of what you want to use. But if you have basil, you have parsley, you could add some garlic powder or salt to it, you'll be fine. This one is still closed. Okay, so then we go ahead and add in our basil too, and it looks like a lot, but it really isn't once you get it all mixed in. I know a lot of times people will be like, oh my god, you're adding way too much of that stuff in it, but no, it gets spread around like so, and as you can see, it pretty much kind of makes it disappear. And what I like to do at the end is just add a little bit more if you're gonna take a picture or something like that. And there you have it, guys, a chicken Alfredo penne pasta for under 15 bucks. I think it's a really great value, and like I said, you can get 4 to 5 servings maybe out of it. And I almost forgot, it can't be a cooking video if the chef doesn't try the food. So I went ahead and served just a little bit because it's not lunch or dinner time yet. I'm making this food ahead of time, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. If you do not like mouth or these kinds of sounds, just go ahead and mute it, or I'll see you in the next one. So here it goes. Oh, it's seasoned perfectly. The salt that I added into the pasta while it was boiling helps a lot. So don't be stingy on the salt when you're boiling the pasta. Trust me, it makes a world of difference. And then adding the basil and the parsley and like the pepper and stuff also helps a lot. You know what, guys, for $15 and under, you can't go wrong with a meal like that. It's affordable. Like I said, you could get all this stuff at Walmart as well. The chicken will probably be different, but you can get a small bag like that and feed 4 people, or feed yourself 4 times if you live alone and you're looking for a super easy chicken Alfredo pasta recipe. So thank you again for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.